But with the NBA, Coach, the thing that when I'm looking at it, the first thing that comes to mind, because from a Knicks perspective, they're not going to be part of the restart, is this is going to be the longest pre-draft process in the history of the NBA draft. You're going to have months to go through these players, to interview them, and maybe even at some point to work them out. Is that a benefit, or could that be a detriment to either the players or the teams?
I think I think we're in uncharted waters, Alan. Like, nobody's really ever been through this. I've done a couple Zoom calls with teams, people asking my ideas on a lot of the kids I saw this year. I think the good scouting departments are going to be the same teams, honestly. And by the way, most of the guys I know in the NBA. By the way, congratulations to Walt Perrin. He is a terrific guy. I know Walt for a long time, man. It moved me that he was coming to the Knicks. He's not only a great evaluator, he's a great guy. You guys are going to enjoy getting to know him if you don't already. But I just think we're in uncharted waters. And so I don't know how much it's going to affect the process. We don't know, Alan, because we don't know when things calm down, if they calm down, whether teams are going to still have in-person interviews and workouts. So, and we don't even know what day the draft is. I just think the teams that do the best job of evaluating are going to continue to do it. Most of the guys that have played in college basketball the last year or two or three are fairly well known by the teams. Now what's happening is they're trying to get the intel, the background. And the last thing I would tell you about that is most of the kids that I know that are going to go in the first round are really good kids. There's not much baggage. I think because of the superstars in the league over the last 15 years, that more kids than ever are emulating guys like LeBron and Steph and KD and all the other great stars who are great citizens. And I think you're going to see like the last couple of years with the Jaylen Browns and the Zion Williamsons, you're seeing a high level character coming into the league.
Yeah,
Coach,
seeing that.
Yeah. Coach, you're known as an overseas guru, the aficionado, if you will. Right. Is this a good year for international? Is this a good year for the international draft prospects?
It is, John. It is. It goes up and down, and as you guys know, 20% of the league now is born outside the league, which I think has been kind of fun, to see Doncic and Jokic play, and obviously the Gasols, the guys that you played against when you came into the league. Yeah, it is. And the Knicks are in a sweet spot, depending on where they, obviously they get lucky, they can have a really high pick, but there's a number of kids that either like LaMelo Ball and RJ Hampton that are Americans that went overseas to Australia. And then there's a handful of kids, Deni Avdia from Israel, Killian Hayes, a really good guard. So those two guys particularly are going to be potentially in that, 4 through 9 range, potentially staring the Knicks in the face.
Coach, give us your top three picks.
I still, man, that's a good question, Bill. There's no consensus, but I'm still a James Wiseman guy. He's a tremendous athlete. I know big guys have been devalued here recently, but he's a tremendous athlete with a 7'6" wingspan, and at least defensively, he eats up defensive space in the league, both inside and on the perimeter. I like LaMelo Ball. I really do. He's not a finished product, but he's a tremendous passer. Anthony Edwards is physically the most gifted guard in this draft, but still questions about maturity. He's only 18, but super talented, a linebacker playing point guard. But this draft is all over the board from 1 to 30. So I'll give you – that's my top three, but, I mean, it's not etched in stone.
Let's go a little deeper into LaMelo Ball because it's, obviously because not just Lonzo being in the league, but his dad is certainly also somebody that we've all gotten to know that family pretty much.
Yeah.
And this kid, so we've known him for a number of years now. And, you look at him and he's played overseas. He's played professional basketball now for 2 years. And in Australia, he's playing against grown men, strong people. Yeah. How much do you think that will benefit him? As we always wonder, like there's not many plug-and-play players anymore because they're so young coming into the league. But what his experience has been for him, how important do you think that'll be towards how impactful he can be as a draft pick right away?
I think it helps him, Alan. There's no doubt. I mean, he's playing against Scotty Hobson, who played in the league. Bryce Cotton was a great player at Providence College. There's other guys, obviously Andrew Bogut's team. There's some good players in that league. It's not a great league. It's not like playing in the Euro League like what Doncic did. So I worry about that. As someone who likes him, there are times on tape when you watch him that he's switching on to big, slow guy, like pick and roll coverages. There's a big, slow Aussie guard in him, and the guy has no chance. Yeah. You know, it would be like John getting out there and playing a pick and roll right now. But he does have a gift for passing the ball. Shooting is a weakness. Defense, I don't worry about. All these kids are conscientious objectors when they come into the league until they get coached. And what I would say about LaMelo, from all the research I've done, is people like him as a kid. If you check with people down in New Orleans or at UCLA or the Lakers, Lonzo's a good kid. And the dad's another story, but to me, he's a character. Right. As long as the dad, you know, kind of knows his role. And again, look at the dad did. The dad raised 2 lottery picks. He had to be doing something right. Okay, 2 lottery picks, man. Come on. And so I think LaMelo is going to be a good NBA player. I don't know if I see greatness, but I do see greatness in his passing ability. Okay. Incredible vision.
Now, Coach, years ago when Brandon Jennings went overseas, everyone thought he was going to open Pandora's box. I was going to start the new route. Guys, instead of going to college, going overseas, it never really materialized. But now that's coming back, you know, and now it's extra incentives because the G League's offering $500,000. So how do you feel like players going right from high school right to the G League or overseas now?
I'm gonna give you an example, John. If you were playing baseball at Greece Athena High School back in the day, and you were throwing 98, okay, and you signed with Syracuse in the fall, and then in June you got drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers and they wanted to give you $9 million. Now I know you might have taken a little bit of a pay cut, but still.
Allegation.
Oh no! So that's the true story, is it?
Oh wait a minute. But in all honesty, you'd be weighing Syracuse's scholarship and whatever else. But no, versus the $9 million of the Milwaukee Brewers, you'd be signing with the Brewers. 100%. And so, yeah. So some of these kids who are 18, 19, who want to use the G League or overseas as their road to the NBA, whether they don't like college and go to class or not, or they just feel that's the best way. You know, I think who's going to coach that team? Brian Shaw is going to coach the G League select team. Now, it's just another road to get a young man to his dream.
All right, Coach. Hey, it's always so great to talk to you. We appreciate your perspective. Best to you and your family, and we'll see you soon, okay?
You guys made me smile today. It's great seeing all you guys.
Good seeing you, man.